Hey, I'm James with TVS Pro, and today is Mavic Air Day. Whoa, it's like magic, but Mavic. Okay, so this video is going to be, or set of videos is going to be a two-set by popular demand, similar to what we did with the Mavic Pro. So this first one that you're watching is going to be unboxing and getting started. It is about unboxing and getting started. What you need to know so that you can take it out of the box and just start going flying it. That's what's important, right? Number two is going to be a full instruction video. It is going to be more about app navigation. How do I change from recording on its internal storage? Yes, it now has 8 gigs of internal storage if you've forgotten your micro SD card. But if I don't want to record to that, how do I switch to my micro SD card? How do I change my frame rates? How do I change my resolution? What about calibrations? What is a calibration and what do I need to calibrate, like an IMU and a compass and things like that? We will also cover in that second video intelligent flight modes. There are 2 new intelligent flight modes, Asteroid and Boomerang. These will blow your mind. We won't cover any of the other intelligent flight modes because we have 3 other videos that kind of cover those. So with that long introduction, let's open the box. First things first, I have already removed all these stickers, and all these stickers are going to be on your radio and your copter and whatever else. Take them all off. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna see 3 boxes here. This first one, it is actually a really nice, if you were to go buy some Maui Jims or Chanel or whatever sunglasses, this is like what it is, only it's oversized. Mavic Air, okay? It's impressive. It's small, it weighs nothing, and I will be honest, it feels like a souped up Spark. If you pull up the Mavic, this is the Platinum version, and you look at this, it's mostly aluminum. It feels solid. It feels very solid, and it's heavier. This is plasticky. It feels plasticky. Like I said, a souped up Spark, but don't be deceived. It is actually really capable. And the image on this is actually better than this. For one reason alone, it's the same sensor, 3rd inch, same resolution, 4K at 30 frames, but you are going from 60 megabits per second to 100 megabits per second. So there is a better data rate, better or rather less compression. This will look better. That's the Air itself. The other boxes, really this one is a bag, and this is actually kind of cool. It's a shoulder bag, but it kind of doubles as like this fanny pack looking thing. And it does that, it bulges out so that you can put a bunch of different stuff in there. I don't know, in fact, be right back. Okay, let's open this up. Okay, let's see what we can get. Atari Propaganda Inktober 2016 by William Thorpe. There you go, William, you're famous. And then slide it up over. Look at that, got it. A pair of pliers, a mega cuff. Got another clip, potty with a chance of meatballs, sugar babies, a box of pencils. You're kind of seeing my point here, that really what it does is I can't zip it, so I'm gonna have to ditch those. Additional chargers, car chargers. The Fly More combo doesn't come with a car charger. Additional batteries, additional props. Okay, got it back. There is another flap right here, and you could slide some other, maybe your quick start guide, some baseball cards. Inside the bag, after that fun adventure, you will have a total of 8 props, 4 counterclockwise, 4 clockwise. You're also going to have this USB Type-C. Now, I took this off because inside here, this little baggie that I tore open, inside this baggie you're going to have 2 spare joysticks, because they are removable, and also this little adapter. The reason why they do this adapter is because they give you this cable Type-C, but the port, because on this side of the radio, this is not Type-C, it's like a modified micro USB. Essentially it's micro USB, but that won't charge it. So they give you this, which you're most definitely going to lose anyways, but that clips onto there, and now you can plug it into here. So why do they give you Type-C? Well, again, the Mavic Air has 8 gigs of internal storage. You can, actually kind of cool that they made this Type-C on the back, so you can transfer the 8 gigs pretty darn fast into your computer when you're dumping that footage. I kind of wish they would have made the radio Type-C. I don't know why. There's got to be a reason, but that's what the adapter is for. Also, you're going to have some spare cables if you're not a lightning guy, like what is or already installed lightning cable onto here. They've got some other Type-C and micro USB spare cables there on the side. And also in that little box is the adapter, just like the Mavic Pro or Platinum. I can use a battery, plug that into here, and it gives me USB, so now I can use that to charge whatever. Most likely my cell phone, maybe an iPad, okay? That is what is in that box. Underneath this tab here, so if I fold this up, and this is actually where you're going to, when that box is out of the way, this is where your Mavic Air is going to fit on top of there. If I pull this tab up, this is where you're going to find your quad charger. This is awesome, by the way. This design is fantastic. It opens up like that, butterflies, and your batteries don't slide down, they slide like this. So they slide into there, 4 of them, and then your cable goes into the bottom of it, and there's a nice little track so that it can sit flat on there. That is awesome, nice and sleek, it's really kind of cool. Then obviously your 2 other batteries, power cable, and your charger. This little clippy right here, it's designed to wrap around, clip it right there, charger. Okay, that's the bag. And then the last thing, of course, that is in here, in the box, you've got this other little partition, and you have all of your guides. Yes, they do give you the full manual, as well as in here are my prop guards. No screws or screwdrivers or anything like that needed. Just like the Spark, it clips on over the top of the motor, and then there's a latch that goes over the top of that. Okay, that's the unboxing. Now let's get started. Okay, we've got the Mavic Air and we've got the radio. I don't really understand why they're doing this case, other than if you're really trying to just be portable and fly it with it connected directly to your cell phone. Yes, it will do that just like the previous Mavics. And in fact, on the bag is the password for the Wi-Fi SSID, and this won't stay here long. It'll probably get ripped off. So there's another one that I'll show you on the Mavic Air itself. On the back side, you've got this elastic thing. I don't know what you'd put in there. This is a strong, tight fit. So if you wanted to be really portable, then you could take this in there like that. And now you could go backpacking with it there and be super portable and compact. So there's that. You wouldn't be able to do that I just did with the other radios, simply because the joysticks are missing. So if you unfold this guy and pull these out right there, that screws in there. The other one is on this side, and it screws in there. And there is your radio. As far as the antennas go, there is a notch. Just put it to that notch. That is optimal. You don't want to fly with it straight, and you don't want them crossed. So now with the Mavic, I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. It will confuse you, and you will have to play with this multiple times to really get it right. But the unfolding of this, I know what they're doing. They're just trying to make it compact, but it is slightly awkward, and you will notice on here there is a 1 and a 2, and you will do that in reverse. So even though we're pulling this down, so the back ones go down and out, that one will go in last. So you're pulling it out first and it's going back in last, if that makes sense. These front ones then fold straight out. Do not forget to fold out the antenna. Yes, it's a landing gear, but that's where the antenna is. The only reason I do that, not necessarily for reception because the antennas are there, but really because when I take off this, and I'll show you here then, so there are 2 clips, fold that up, and this just pops out. So much better than the other gimbal clamps that we've had. But if you have this in, so now we will fold this bottom one back out and this out. When you go to power this on and I rest it right here, that camera will hit the ground when you're powering it on. Might damage those motors or whatnot, or miscalibrate it so that it's actually not sitting flat and level when you're recording. It'll have a tilt or something like that. So do make sure that before you power it on, that these legs are fully extended that way, and that is the Mavic Air unfolded. Now, just like the other Mavics, You can use this and plug your phone in and it'll fit right here. Or if I use or want to use this USB on the bottom, I can do that, but it's not simultaneous output. So I do need to unplug this cable from this side in order to utilize the bottom USB port, which I'm going to do. So there's no button anywhere on top of it. I kind of wish they would have added it. If I go like this, there is a space right here where I wouldn't get my fingers into the props in case you needed to power off for emergency. But if I just flip it over, battery, I can push it and it shows me my battery life. If I wait for those lights to disappear, then I can push and hold. Once those light up, you'll want to kind of quickly put it back down and let it do its calibration of the motors as well as the gimbal. Same thing on the radio, push and hold. When you first turn it on, you're actually going to see this, and it's checking firmware version. If you are not connected to a Wi-Fi network, your cell phone service with the data connection that you have cellular will do the same thing. It has been less than 48 hours since you first activated the Air. You can still purchase DJI Care Refresh now. Hey, yes, as a reminder, you can purchase DJI Care within 48 hours, but I'm going to X-nay that. If that firmware version checks out and there's no mismatching of firmwares, radio, or the Mavic, it will simply disappear, okay? Really, to get started, number one is to make sure that you are logged in under your account. When you first turn this on, it's skipping it here because I've already activated it, but just like every other DJI system, it will have you activate it. So you're going to have to go through and answer questions like, do you want Imperial or Metric? Do you want Mode 2? Do you want NTSC or PAL? Things like that. You give it your login and password, say activate, and you just activated the warranty. For these, it's going to skip that because I've already done it. And I can basically just hit start flight. One thing that I like to do as far as getting started, everybody should have this mental checklist, right? Make sure your props are unsecure. Make sure you've got good GPS reception. Make sure you are in an area away from airports and any other type of airspaces, people, crowds, that you're maintaining visual line of sight. You can look up all these rules and regulations and laws and things like that beforehand. But systematically too, I need to make sure that this is airworthy, like the props and things like that. Real quick and easy, you can go to compass calibration. You can hit that, you'll hold it out. I've demonstrated it many times in other videos. Hold it out straight in front of you and you go counterclockwise. Some people rotate it in hand. I physically turn myself around like the hokey pokey. I turn it on its side and do the same thing. That is a compass calibration. To see those, I go over here and I go to main controller settings, scroll all the way down, advanced settings, sensors, and here's my IMU. We are going to cover this more in depth of what it is, but for getting started purposes, I think this is important. Click on compass and make sure that my compass is within excellent. Good is okay, but red is poor. I always like to make sure that it is green for excellent. If it's not, you can calibrate compass right there or go back over to your status bar and hit compass there. This is going to give you a snap look. Is my IMU normal, ESC normal, my vision sensors? This has front obstacle avoidance, vision positioning system on the bottom, and then on the back, additional obstacle avoidance. All of those are going to tell you whether that is good or bad. So that looks pretty good. And then I notice all of my battery life, my reception, my satellites and everything. Is it good? Do I believe it to be airworthy? Start the props up and fly away. To start the props up, your left stick is going to be throttle as well as yaw or pan, and then your right stick is pitch and roll. You notice I can move these sticks and nothing happens. That's a safety feature. To turn them on, if I go down and inward, it will kick up my props. And then to turn it off, I don't recommend doing that same down and in unless it's an emergency, but you can just simply hold the throttle down for a few seconds and it will turn off. Other than that, you are ready to go. We will be covering full instruction on app navigation and everything in our next video. And again, I will put links for all of the other intelligent flight modes on those previous videos. Thank you for watching. I'm James, the TVS Pro. Good luck and happy flying.